Looking for something fun to watch? The KJ Today Show has you covered. We're bringing Hollywood to Indianapolis and positive vibes to our community. It's pop culture, people to know, and pets. Watch it happen live Wednesdays at 7 on YouTube or catch up on demand. The KJ Today Show. We are powered by PopCon and the Town Post Network, and we are so excited to bring you the positive vibes of pop culture, people to know, and pets. We are going to launch the show right away with a big announcement. So want to let you know things look a little weird here because Patches is in studio. Are you just laughing about the studio cam with Captain Fox there?
Patches was just over there fake picking his nose.
You didn't notice that part.
Yeah, that's why you are usually
In Studio B.
in Studio B in the basement because you can't be professional.
You're not wrong. You're so not wrong.
Jana is at home tonight. If you are just tuning in, before we get to that big announcement, a couple of things that we want you to know. One, we want you to hop in the comments and tell us where you are watching tonight. And if you've got a crew number, tell us what your crew number is. Now, if you don't have a crew number, we want you to get signed up. Go to KJCrew.com. That's KJ Crew with a K.com. That gets you not only our Positive Vibes newsletter, but also into all the giveaways that we do, like Carb Day tickets that we have tonight and Indianapolis Indians tickets. Leanne is crew number 10. She's checking in from Texas. She's been with us a long time. Number 20, Ryan, we just saw you at PopCon as well. Excited to have the crew here. Michelle, crew number 3. And I don't know if he has a crew number yet, but let's go ahead and bring him in, our special guest tonight, Carl from PopCon. Hello, Carl.
Hello. I don't have a crew number, so 0.
What the heck, man?
What the heck, dude?
-1.
I need you to go to KJCrew.com. That's KJ Crew with a K.com and get signed up, Carl. All right.
PopCon.us.
Well, I do have a feeling that a lot of people are going to be heading to popcon.us here in just a moment because we have announcements.
Announcements.
Attention, we have announcements.
Announcements.
I can't believe we have announcements. That's
We have,
wild.
we have big announcements.
KJ didn't even tell me we had announcements.
Well, you know what? This one is so big. Carl's brought his puppy into the shot.
Look at the way to pup.
Just a baby.
Look
Look
at
at that
that
way to
baby.
pup.
For those for what we talked about off show, I've got people inspecting the roof, which of course is going to make the dogs go nuts.
Of course,
It's going to be a good time.
I like the new PopCon hat. That was part of the
Yeah,
new
I'm wearing merch.
shop.
There you go, huge fans. I'm wearing merch.
I don't appreciate your little hater of kitty cats down there. I know you do. I see it, Carl, and it's not funny.
Well, when you first put me in, it didn't show you weren't doing taglines, so I just left it there.
Here it is. Oh my gosh, Laura, thank you for checking in. Crew number 2 from Lebanon. We're up in almost 300 or so.
Yeah, it's pretty good, man.
Yes, but I know. Okay, we're going to be talking about PopCon tonight. If you saw in the opening credits there, we've got some exclusive footage for you from the panels with Andy Serkis, with Elijah Wood, with Sala Baker. So if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, you're going to want to hang around for that. But let's not wait any longer for the big announcement that we really brought Carl here for tonight. Carl, tell us what is going on with PopCon Louisville.
What's his tagline? Hit it, hit it. I think it's hit it. But
And don't forget it.
We have got Star Trek superstar Anson Mount coming to PopCon Louisville. End of story. Also from Hell on Wheels and Marvel. It's Anson Mount, excellent headliner for PopCon Louisville, starting off strong. We've got 9 other guests I think we have signed already that we're going to be announcing in quick succession once we get their graphics approved. But Anson Mount loved his graphic and said, go for it, or hit it. He said, hit it. I think that's
hit it.
Does that man need a girlfriend or a wife? I am here for him.
Now, Jonna, let me explain. He is known for his cool ass hairdo, and he can't date somebody with a cooler ass hairdo.
I was about to cuss. We can have cool hair together. We could be the cool hair couple. What do you mean?
Maybe this is what he's been waiting for. Finally, someone that matches my cool hair.
So you're saying I'm out of the running, is what you're saying.
Sorry, Patches.
There was some cool art at PopCon in Indy that was just a silhouette of Anson Mount's hair. And you could see it from like 40 feet away and know exactly that it was supposed to be Anson Mount's hair. That's how iconic his Star Trek hair is. Yeah.
I mean, it's tough to look away from his eyes, but also
Sorry, Patches.
Sorry, Patches.
Hey.
Listen. They're going to be
panel. I'll be in the front row like this.
A lot of partners who are just going to have to understand that we are all staring at Anson Mount when he walks in the room.
That's right. That's
Hey,
great.
partners. I don't have one of those.
What if I'm walking him in? Come on now.
I'll give you a glance, Carl. I'll give you like there's Carl. Oh my God, there's Anson Mount.
Oh wait, that's also Anson Mount. Carl who?
So we're going to be talking about a little bit more about the fun that we've had at PopCon coming up in what's popping in pop culture. But we wanted to start off the night, not going into our recap of PopCon Indy, but reminding you, if you enjoyed PopCon Indy, or maybe you live down closer to Louisville, you couldn't make it. We want you to join us. We want you to be a part of this. We will see you August 23rd through the 25th. Carl, we got the location is
the Kentucky International Convention Center, which is a block away from the KFC Yum Center. It's smack dab in the middle of downtown proper. We have an excellent hotel block that everybody should use at the Galt House. It's super inexpensive considering the quality of the hotel. Yeah, and we're really excited about everything, how well everything's coming together.
All right. So be watching for those announcements coming soon to PopCon. We have a couple more announcements, Jonna. A couple
announcements.
A couple more announcements. We have announcements.
Oh my God.
This is going to be a little bit of a roller coaster. The first announcement you might not want to hear. I'm sorry. Our partner, the Smitten Kitten Cat Cafe, is sold out. So if you were planning on coming on Saturday, you did have to get reservations. Just means that we're going to be working on another one, because if you want to come hang out with me and cats at the Smitten Kitten Cafe, I'm never going to turn you down.
Carl, did you get your ticket before it sold out?
Oh, so didn't.
Oh man!
Carl said I just missed it.
Well, yeah, I don't get the KJ Crew updates. That's my fault.
I know, you don't get the positive vibe newsletter, man.
I get 2 of them. I'll start forwarding them to you, Carl.
Okay.
And I promise we won't talk about cats too much, Carl. But this is to raise everybody's spirits again on our quest for the cats, between the indie neighborhood mega yard sale that was going on and what we were doing with the Lord of the Rings collage kits and conquest journals. Last weekend, over $14,000 was raised for indie neighborhood cats.
Woo!
All right. So thank you guys very much.
Oh,
And
Carl.
thank you, Carl, for taking down your cat hater.
Oh, it said lover. I just changed it from lover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Did no one see that? It's
We'll
on
roll.
video.
I'm about to say we'll roll tape, Carl.
Yes.
I love how quickly you got offended by that.
I totally changed it to lover.
All right. Before we get into do you want to just come around and turn your mic up yourself, Pat?
Yeah, no,
I don't
we're good.
okay, you just keep telling me. I'm trying to do the show and Pat just keeps going like,
Yeah. No.
Really?
Sorry.
I wish I wouldn't have actually done that on camera now.
Yeah.
Behave yourself,
This is why
Carl.
we put Patches in the basement.
Yep.
All right, it is time for what's popping in pop culture. Pop with executive producer Jonna. Powered by Conquest Journals. Woo! We haven't done this in a while, Jonna.
I know.
Jonna
Your
at home tonight.
pops are still sounding great, KJ.
Well, thank you. My pops are spot on. Now my voice is still not 100%. I don't know if you could tell, but
I've only been
Pops
your friend for
really
10
got
years.
me.
I definitely couldn't tell that your voice is not up to snuff yet.
Oh, thanks, Jonna. Because you're at home, if at any point we want to just, take you out of the show, we can. So be careful over there.
You know what? My dark humor was going to get the best of me just then, so I'm going to go ahead and keep that one to myself. Okay, so what's popping in pop culture is Rebel Wilson just did an interview, and according to her, there is a Pitch Perfect 4 that is in the works. But the only thing about it is, obviously, they're not in college anymore. They're all a little bit older, so they got to try and find a way to make a script.
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't the last Pitch Perfect movie end with like Anna Kendrick going on to doing a solo career or something to that effect? And now,
not really. She only had the one song, which was the Cups song, which I hate now.
Mm-hmm.
But she's an actress first and foremost. So I mean, she's in the Twilight movies. She's got a movie on Netflix that's hilarious. Like she's
No. I'm talking about the plot of Pitch Perfect 3, not Anna Kendrick herself. Like, wasn't the end plot of Pitch Perfect 3? Wasn't her going on to do her own solo career?
I'm enjoying that of everyone on the show. Patches seems to know the most about it.
Right? Because Patches, I don't even know. You know how long it's been since I've seen Pitch Perfect 3? Did I even see that? Did I even see the third one? I don't even know if I saw that one.
Yes. Okay. I'm done talking.
You're doing a deep dive, Patches.
Next story, dude. Next story.
Carl had any strong opinions about Pitch Perfect?
Oh, several, but I run a pop culture convention and I'm not going to speak them.
What's poppin'?
All right. Hilary Duff just had her 4th baby. She is
fourth.
This is her 4th kid, and she's 36 years old.
Wow.
Yep, her baby was just born on May 3rd, and she named her Towns Meadow, and her last name is Bair, Bair.
Okay, that makes Townsy make sense then, because it said Townsy there.
Yes.
That's what I was thinking too. So Townsy's already the nickname. Oh,
yes.
My goodness.
Her name is Towns Meadow. She was born on May 3rd. This is her 3rd child with her 2nd husband.
I can't see. The thing is, Hilary Duff is one of those celebrities I don't think about enough that I can't process that she's grown up so much that she has 4 children. Like
Bro, when I read that it said that she had 4 kids, I was like, 4? I only knew about like 2 of them.
Yeah. So which show was she from?
Lizzie
Hilary
McGuire.
Duff? Lizzie McGuire. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you have strong feelings on that too? Do you remember how did Lizzie McGuire?
I hate you so much. I hate you so much.
But I mean, besides Lizzie McGuire, she's also been in a few movies, and she also wrote a book series. So.
Okay, thanks, John.
What's poppin'?
This one's for all my older people and people like me who watch NCIS all the time.
Yes. I'm listening.
There is going to be the 6th spinoff of NCIS, and it is going to be Tony and Ziva. It's going to be their spinoff. It's ordered at Paramount Plus for 10 episodes. So we're going to see where that goes. There's no release date or anything yet, but it is confirmed that there will be 10 episodes for the spinoff show with their relationship.
I am not complaining about new NCIS because I actually really enjoy that whole thing. But they just canceled my NCIS Hawaii, and I'm
I
upset.
saw that.
Yeah. Oh no!
Yeah, I did.
Which one? Who's in the Hawaii one?
Oh, now you're gonna put me on the spot. Like I don't know the actors' names, but I've watched every episode.
Okay, that's not somebody that I.
Yeah, and they did when the show premiered. Excuse me, they did like crossovers and that kind of stuff with the Hawaii guys. Like Nick Torres went over to Hawaii, and then the art brought him back to DC and all that stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, because there's like NCIS, Los Angeles,
NCIS, NOLA,
New Orleans, Hawaii,
Australia,
and then there's going to be the Tony and Ziva one, which makes 6 total NCIS shows.
But like, so it's like, in what timeline is this Tony and Ziva?
It's current.
It's going to be current.
It's going to be real time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's real time.
Yeah, it's going to be
Tony
after he left. I think it's after he left NCIS, because the plot is they're on the run from someone who's trying to kill them, obviously, because Tony runs a private security company, and so someone's out to get them. So now him and Ziva are on the run.
So it's current. So
NCIS Hawaii.
Corey, NCIS Indianapolis is called Secret Games.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. So who on PopCon staff is going to give the Gibbs stare then is the big question, Carl.
Oh, it's Carl. What do you mean? Carl's already got the blue eyes. He's ready, man.
No, that's definitely a Chris. I can't stare at somebody without giggling, so that wouldn't give Gibbs anything.
All right. Thank you very much, Jonna. We're going to talk with Carl more here about PopCon. We've got your exclusive highlights from the Lord of the Rings panels coming up. But first, we're going to turn it over to Patches, because what's popping in pop culture is powered by Conquest.
Well, thank you very much, KJ, because what's poppin' in pop culture is powered by Conquest Journals. Conquest Journals creates officially licensed fan art for Harry Potter, Supernatural, Friends, Schitt's Creek, and more. From planners and notepads to window clings and collage kits, we bring fandom fun to your work, home, and the rest of your life. Use code KJ today to save 10% off your entire order. And guys, I'm going to, just on a personal note, Conquest Journals has now officially released its very first teacher planner.
I saw that little graphic come up.
Yeah.
And it's got the really cool Hogwarts.
And it's got a companion tote bag that's got the Hogwarts crest. This is a crest that is specific to Conquest Journal. There is nobody else on the planet that has that crest design.
You guys are not in the room, but Patches is yelling at me. He's so excited about this. Yeah,
our mics are being weird. So
Go ahead, Jonna.
That's because first of all, that microphone is mine, so it's not made for Patch's booming voice, as we know. But I would like to say, so like, I'm not a teacher or whatever, obviously. So do you have to buy the teacher like planner to get the tote, or can I get the tote separately?
It's all individual.
Okay.
Everything is individual.
Yeah.
It is all a la carte.
All right. Thank you, Patches. What else is going on over there in Patches' sponsor world?
Well, KJ, you know what? I'm just leaving it on this shot because, well, which one am I reading? Oh, yes. The KJ Today Show invites you to attend ARPO's first annual Whiskies and Whiskers, happening Sunday, July 21st from 1 to 4 p.m. at West Fork Whiskey in Westfield. There's a lot of W's there. Taste over 200, that's right, 200 of the best whiskeys. Enjoy food, a silent auction, and the company of some of ARPO's adoptable cats and dogs. VIPs will be treated to a private whiskey tasting and food pairing. And you get to meet Dixie, the praying dog, some lady named KJ, and the Hall of Famer Patty Spitler from Pet Pals TV. So, guys, help us help more pets.
I
Get
have to know
tickets
KJ's a lady.
But guys, hey, get your tickets at adoptarpo.org. ARPO.org.
Thank you very much, Patches. Appreciate it. Really looking forward to that. It's gonna be a good time.
There was a lot of W's, Patches. I'm so
There
sorry
was,
about that
yeah.
read. I didn't even write it, but dang.
Whiskers at Quest Fork, Whiskey, and Westfield. And if we're lucky, we'll get Cool Quip as well.
Ooh, I love Cool Quip.
If you're hanging out on YouTube with us, we love you for that. If you're watching on PopCon's Facebook page, honestly, we all love you. Chase, thank you so much. Saying you all did an outstanding job at PopCon Indy. Cannot wait for Lou. Can't wait for Lou. Are we calling it PopCon Lou?
Who's Lou? Is Lou someone new?
Nope, PopCon Louisville.
If they come, they can call it Lou all they want.
Okay.
That's fair.
That sounds like yeah.
All right, I'm teasing you guys with this stuff, but we have 2 prizes to give away tonight. I'll let you guys decide. Do you want to do a Don't Screw the Crew right now and give away 1 prize, or do you want to do back-to-back Don't Screw the Crew games to give away both prizes?
Let's do one right now.
Okay, we'll do one right now, and then we'll get back to talking about PopCon.
100%.
We have so many stories that we want to share, the panel stuff and all of that. Okay, all right. So, all right, you have made the decision. It is time to play Don't
Screw the Crew.
The Crew.
I mean, yay! Don't screw the crew. Actually, we're going to update that. We're going to get an actual, Don't Screw the Crew championship belt, like a proper strap.
Okay, all right. Whatever you want, man. I mean,
yeah.
You haven't screwed the crew yet. So,
not so far.
We've got Jen, crew number 35, who is hoping that you don't screw this up because she would like to go to an Indians game.
Yes.
We got 4 tickets to an Indians game in May for Jen, courtesy of Summer Bash, Indiana, which we will be talking about more here in a little bit. If we can.
I would just like to point out that in Jen's picture, the arrow is specifically pointing to Patches in the picture.
I didn't even notice I was in the picture.
Look.
Nice. I was creeping in the background. Yeah. There we go.
Jen is a member of the crew, and she's also the founder of the Indie Holistic Hub. I think that was a picture actually from my book party that she attended. Okay, so we've got 3 pop culture questions that we are going to ask. You need to get 2 out of the 3 right. You can go to Carl for a lifeline if you need it, and everybody can chime in on question number 3 if needed.
Can I just tag Carl in and have him play for me?
Well, Patches, the first question is not for you. Do you want to?
I am notoriously bad at these pop culture questions for some weird reason, since I watch almost everything except Supernatural. You can always catch me in Supernatural.
Which is wild since you run a pop culture convention.
Fine irony.
Creation Con kind of sucks the air out of that room. So,
oh man. Come on, we love Supernatural.
We love Supernatural.
I'm not saying that I don't appreciate Supernatural, but Creation Con.
My goodness. All right.
The opinions of Carl don't necessarily reflect the opinions of the KJ Today Show and the convention that Shelley used to work for.
The convention that helped,
help launch Conquest Journals, but whatever.
Oh, we were their first event.
You were the first. Yes, PopCon was Conquest's very first convention. Yes. Oh my goodness.
Okay. All right. So our first question goes to producer Jonna. Jonna, the category is social studies.
Nah.
But she's already turned it over
Pass.
to you guys.
Where's the pass button? Pass.
I'm excited.
The U.S. city of Cheyenne is the capital of what state?
Wyoming.
Oh, come on.
I didn't say I was going to make it super hard.
It's Wyoming.
Yes, John.
Chance.
Don't
Yeah,
ask
well,
me
actually,
why.
Full
Don't
transparency.
ask. Don't
One
ask me
49
any
because
other
you weren't
state
picking
capital.
Indiana.
That's. Don't ask me why.
Yeah, full transparency. I was going to say South Dakota, so I'm glad.
Don't ask me
were
why.
not.
That's the one state I actually know the capital to because
You do?
yeah.
Okay.
Wyoming, absolutely. Cheyenne, Wyoming. That's
Okay.
yep.
Yeah.
Don't know why. It's just right there.
Okay, now spell it.
Spell Wyoming.
Nope, Cheyenne.
CHEYENNE.
Ooh, I think that's right.
You're very nice.
Bring it on, Jonna.
I'm an English major, thank you. I wrote a book. I didn't put the word Cheyenne in there.
All right.
Bismarck.
Producer Patrick.
No, thank you.
The category is actors.
Dun dun dun.
Dude, I already don't like this.
Chris Pine and Paul Wesley have both played what iconic sci-fi character?
Lifeline.
Only because Carl is going crazy, I'm going to say James Tiberius Kirk.
Excellent. All this means is I'm about to get screwed.
Stop it.
Two no-brainers.
Stop it.
I love it. Love it. Love it.
Wow. Now, did you know that, or were you just taking?
I don't know who Paul Wesley is, but like iconic sci-fi. I'm guessing it wasn't Steve Trevor. So like the only other like iconic, which I mean,
it's in relation to Anson Mount. They've been in the same series. So Captain Pike and Captain Kirk exists with Anson Mount and Paul Wesley.
Okay.
Paul Wesley was best known from the Vampire Diaries.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes. I'm glad I took an educated guess at that one then.
First of all, Patches, you knew his whole government name. What are you talking about? Do you know his social security number too?
Oh, come on. Everybody knows his middle name's Tiberius.
Right.
John, I didn't know that.
How am I supposed to know that?
Tiberius is from Wyoming.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm making that up.
Yeah.
Where's Captain
Carl,
Kirk
I've never
from?
seen a Star Trek
Jonna, where's
movie in my
Captain Kirk
life.
from?
Ooh, I know this one.
From
I think
He's from space.
he's from Iowa, right? Is he from Iowa?
He's born on Earth. Where in Iowa?
Was it? Oh crap, Des Moines,
Riverside.
KJ, thanks for laughing.
I'll
Thanks for
take
laughing at my
50%
space joke.
Well, technically, he was born in
Space,
space, right? So, I mean,
why would y'all? First of all, y'all know I have not watched not one Star Trek movie, so that is a terrible question to ask me.
hey, man.
Carl, are you enjoying Paul Wesley's role? Do you like how he's playing Captain Kirk?
Just fine. Yeah, absolutely. So they haven't given him a bunch of content, but he did get his own episode, and he did well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did well.
That's what I thought.
It was kind of an alternate timeline one, so it didn't matter. Obviously, Star Trek.
I thought that was smart how they did that, right? Because you're right. Like if people were like, "That's not what Captain Kirk would do," it's an alternate timeline. So
yeah, totally think he's doing just fine. Yes,
it is. I mean, I would like to see more of him, and not just because he's pretty. So moving on, congratulations to Jen, who is going to see the Indianapolis Indians. Remember that if you are part of the crew, the full name of that crew, I just can't always say it. It's exhausting. The KJ Kind of Nerdy Crew. Go to kjcrew.com.
Oh, okay. You good?
I'm good.
You feel better?
I do. You guys want to talk a little PopCon?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we haven't talked enough PopCon.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's go over to you first, Carl, as one of the founders here. Did you have, because you guys are working, you're the hardest working people, I swear, like in all of Indianapolis at any convention that happens at our convention center, nobody works harder than you and Chris.
That is a fact.
Were you able to?
And now Holly. And you.
And now Holly. Oh my gosh.
And
there's and Les and KJ. And yeah.
Yeah, we have a great little family rocking there. Did you have moments when you look back on this PopCon that you got to be a fan?
Yes. Sorry, I keep muting myself over here. Yes. So Friday and Saturday went incredibly smoothly. So I was able to drive Andy and Elijah to their panels and back, which was really cool.
Listen, man, I need you to drive every time. That's really the best.
So, but I mean, it's where they were starting and where the 500 ballroom was quarter mile. So I'm like, I'd rather them having signing stuff than walking between point A and
B.
B.
Right.
So, but that was a cool experience. And Andy Serkis is one of the sweetest people we have ever had in our 11 years. Just genuinely kind and sweet and talkative and always smiling and so happy with life. It was just contagious. And then in Elijah is all those things, but he was so smart. Like there was so much intelligence behind Elijah Wood that it really stuck out to me as it was impressive. There was, and he's a foodie, and we got to participate in that a little bit on Saturday. So,
that's fun.
That was really cool. And he did his Indianapolis research, and he knew lots of things. And when I was bragging about the convention center on the ride to his panel, I was bragging about the convention center and the airport and all the connected hotels. And he was absorbing it like a sponge. It was really cool. So whether he was faking it for my benefit or not, it was really cool.
That's the problem with actors is that sometimes I'm like, wait, were they that nice?
No, well,
they're just really good actors.
I think they truly were, and
I do too. And I think you'll see, in these clips that we're going to play from the panel. I mean, there was just, like you said, there was a genuine kindness to all of them. Even Sala Baker was, I did not know what to expect from Sala, and he was a riot. Like he was so much fun.
Handsome in person.
Yeah. Somebody that plays behind the mask all the time. There's a lot of personality there that he probably isn't often allowed to portray. So Sala was great.
Well, since we're on the subject of those guys, do you want to go ahead and play the clips, and then we'll continue on. So let's see. I feel like if I was I was good at this, I would tease out the buildup of like this clip of Andy Serkis is going to change your life if you're listening to this and you are a cat lover. I'm just going to lead with it because honestly, I'm like,
please stop. I don't want to grow
up. Andy Serkis, I could have never imagined. I was very nervous about doing that panel, and honestly, I get nervous about every panel because I want to make sure that I'm making the guest comfortable and that I'm giving the fan who has taken the time, who's nervous and excited and wants to hear what this person has to say, that I'm honoring both sides of things.
And if it's the clip, I think it is.
Yes.
It could not. The question could not have been asked by a better person. Hands down.
Here is Andy Serkis talking about how a cat impacted the Lord of the Rings.
Hands up if you've heard this story before about my cat. No, not that many. Okay, so I'll tell. This will give you a bit of a lead in into how that was created. So when I was preparing to play Gollum, or to audition for the role of Gollum, actually, I was looking for something that enabled me to physically create the voice, as opposed to just thinking of a voice and kind of talking in that way. Now, he's called Gollum because of the way he sounds. So Gollum. Start thinking about how that, what and why. And reading the book, you kind of go, well, I wanted something that was constrictive in the throat, so it kind of really hurt him, or it felt like it really twisted him about. And it was something to do with the guilt of killing his cousin, Deagle, and maybe that's where the guilt is trapped. It's trapped in his throat. And then I started to think, but I need a physical kind of sense of what's propelling him when he speaks. And so literally at that moment in time, my cat at the time, no longer with us, Diz, walked into the kitchen and started coughing up fur balls. And I was watching him, and his whole spine was kind of rippling every time he was going. And I thought, that's useful. I can use that. And so as I was watching Diz, I started to kind of go, and then that then became, my precious. That's for.
When you were working on that with the cat, was he watching it? Like, were you? I'm imagining you're now like talking to your cat. He's having a hairball, and you're like coughing one up with him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I kind of remember him going.
I mean, the entire time I'm like, this is not real. Like, I'm being punked. Carl told him to go tell some story about a cat because I lose my mind, and he's like at the end of it going to be like,
"Oh no. That was Elijah. I did not warn Andy about cats. That was not an Andy conversation. That was an Elijah conversation."
What did you say? Also, hello to Gary the barbecue chef who is watching, and Jordan just commented, "That's hilarious. Thank you guys." What did you say to Elijah?
Well, no, let's go back. So to preface Andy's this was what 30 minutes into his panel, and it was the sweetest little child that asked the question, and Andy was genuinely surprised that it had taken that long to ask him to make the Gollum voice. So that was the preface to that clip that was cut out. So I want to say that it was the cutest little question. Can you please make the voice of Gollum or something like it was the cutest thing. It was super cute, and it could not have been the better. We couldn't have staged the question better than it happened. But no, to Elijah, right before he goes up, I mean, like they were half walking, he and Salo, and I was like, if you bring up cats, it's all you're going to talk about. That's all I said. I didn't give him any other information. I didn't give him.
Oh god!
Boom! Talk about cats. It's all you're going to talk about.
So
he turned around as he was walking up there. He turned around as he was about to hit the ramp, and he said, "You know I'm going to bring that up now, don't you?"
Well, I'm a little bit bummed that he didn't, but honestly, Carl, I'm a little hurt because I feel like, I could, there were 1,000 things I wanted to say to that and follow up and ask questions and talk to him about his cat. And I was like, this is not about me.
No, to be fair, Andy, he was fair game. If you want to talk about cats, I did not warn Andy.
All right, so our next clip then, the next day we had the Lord of the Rings panel. Elijah and Sala were together, and we actually started off, and again, I was like Carl was talking about, I was nervous. I'm always a little bit nervous, and I think you never get used to that no matter how much you interview people. But as Carl said, as soon as I realized, like, Elijah was, he was uber smart, right? Like, I'm gonna, have to make sure that I am like up on his level for this.
Oh yeah.
And so I literally was like, first question goes to Katie.
I'm gonna let Katie start off with questions. It
makes me nervous.
She's my proud lady. She keeps me under control. So, excuse us. Sorry, we're very excited.
You've probably heard. Did you know Lord of the Rings is coming back to theaters?
It is.
Yes.
Did you guys know this? Did you know this?
Yeah, June 8th, 9th, and 10th. Is that right?
Yeah. It's the 4K.
The 4K extended editions.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
4K.
And they're already selling out. So I've got a friend thread that was like, holy shit, re-releasing the movie, and they're all pumped to get tickets. And so some friends of mine were trying to get tickets, and the shows are selling out.
Yeah.
Like, dang, get on that. And
but you're saying that like you're surprised. Come on, man. Of course we're gonna come back for that.
I mean, yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, but I'm sure if you go back to your time, and I mean, you invested so many years in this, right? And to think that we're all like, yeah, put it back in the theaters. We're all gonna go just like it's the first time. Has to be pretty cool and a testament to what you guys did.
It is. It's kind of incredible. It's wild to be. We're this year 25 years since we went to New Zealand and started shooting the films. In August of 1999 is when I flew down there. So, it's wild to be 25 years down the road and for the movies to have, sort of they're in pop culture canon now in a way that we could never have anticipated.
That's pretty awesome.
Right? I mean, it is really cool.
Yeah, that's super cool.
He asked him, like, are your kids watching it yet? He's like, they're 4 and 2.
That means
not yet.
And extended editions, what's that, 13 hours total?
Yeah, I don't know. I've never done the extended editions.
I have, and for a fan, they're worth it. It is worth it. There's a lot of extra content. There's a lot of extra exposition, but then there's so much more of that amazing soundtrack. Like it's just sweeping. I don't know.
Yeah, that was going to be my question. Is it like right? Because that was my question. Is it just extra cinematography, which God knows it was gorgeously shot?
There is. I mean, like there's bigger lead-ins to Rivendell and the obvious stuff. But there's more real content, like actual dialogue that they mix into.
Gotcha.
There's a lot more story going on. Yeah, there's more the stuff that when you have to have a 2.5-hour movie to fit how theaters run movies.
Mm-hmm.
They filled everything back in. So when you're watching it at home, you don't have to work on a schedule. So they crammed it all back in. There was a lot that hit the cutting room floor. Yeah.
I just saw a couple comments coming in, Leanne and Shelley both agreeing that it's worth it. So, sometimes when you get those deleted scenes or extended stuff, you're like, I know why they cut this out. But all right, I'll consider it. That's a long time to be in a theater. Whew. Well, I wanted to play this clip because again, I mentioned, I'll ask you, Carl, too. Were you surprised and charmed by Sala Baker as much as I was?
You probably got to speak with him more than I did.
Okay.
So when I wasn't doing my transportation duties, I didn't get a lot of just one-on-one chat. So I was fortunate enough to go to dinner with Sala on Saturday night, but it was with a bigger group. So my individual interaction wasn't that great. But he is a very loud, happy person, and it's infectious. So and he loves his drinks strong. How about that?
Okay.
My kind of guy. My kind of guy.
And don't mean that alcohol content. Like he ordered a drink that was extra spicy.
Oh,
nice.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's what I mean by strong. I'm not trying to I don't want to make him sound like an alcoholic, which he is definitely not. No, it was a potent beverage. How about that?
Gotcha.
He likes the flavor.
So this clip in particular, I wanted to play one because it's hysterical, and I want you to pay attention to Elijah's reactions. Because I mean, one of the things when you do a panel like this, it's like, my gosh, how many times have these guys done panels, talked about Lord of the Rings, what they did behind the scenes? Like, there can't be anything left, right? That they don't know about each other. And Elijah's reactions to Sala is talking about after the Lord of the Rings, he went to LA to try to continue to be an actor, and his story of what unfolded when he got here, you would think, like he would just be getting scripts, right? He was just in the Lord of the Rings. That is not what happened.
I didn't know where to find auditions, so I would just walk out on Hollywood Boulevard and just stand there.
Are you kidding?
Honest to God. And just like, oh, there's an actor. I'm going to fine, and I would just bully my way into audition rooms. They're like, Mister, and I'm like, oh, my name's right there. They're like, yeah, but it's not on my list. And I'm like, it's fine because it's right there. They're like, yeah, but you're not on my list. And I'm like, well, I'm here now. It's my and they're just like,
oh my
okay, come on in. And so I would, I was basically,
Were you doing like cold reads?
Yeah. So we would all get our resumes and headshots and sneak onto set, jump like train tracks to get over to like walls, just to, we would fight with security all the time. And he's like, what are you guys doing? I'm like, I'm trying to get a job, dude. I was like, you're the one who's stopping me from getting a job to cross this thing right here. I'm just trying to get my resume to the stunt coordinator. And you're stopping me. He's like, oh, my bad.
That's
Elijah. I was there, but I wasn't paying attention to Elijah. You're right. Those are Elizabeth.
Oh my God.
Elijah has the perfect meme faces.
Oh my God.
Because he was just like, what? Like he was so shook the whole time Salah was talking.
Oh, good Lord. That was intense.
You okay, Patches?
So funny. And then Patches was dying over here. I thought we were going to have to give him a break.
Yeah.
And then also the fact that, I don't know if we have an official policy, Carl, on, cuss words in the panels, but Elijah was just like, let it fly.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't care. It was never worse than PG-13. So
yeah.
I
was sitting up there and I'm like, we've never talked about this. I hope it's okay because I'm not going to tell him.
Yeah, we're not people's police unless they're doing something egregious.
I did want to make
we have
sure
rules on the egregious.
I didn't want to make sure on the show that I bleep them out just in case. I'm also like, I don't know if Carl wants cuss words on the PopCon network either.
It's after 7 p.m. on a Wednesday. We're good.
Right.
All right. We have another round of Don't Screw the Crew coming up. We've got tickets to Carb Day. It's the month of May here, and we love Indianapolis, and it is our month, and the Indy 500 is coming up. Carb Day, George Thorogood, and the Gin Blossoms are playing. So we're going to play another round of Don't Screw the Crew. But before we get to that, another sign that it's summer is when Summer Bash is back on the KJ Today Show, and we're going to turn it over to Pat.
That's right, KJ, because it's almost time for the best bash of the year. Summer Bash, Indiana, the only concert festival in Indiana that offers an all-inclusive ticket. That's right, drinks, hamburgers, hot dogs, 2 stages, and camping. And Summer Bash covers the taxes and fees. This year, Josie Scott from Saliva headlines as 18 bands will play the 11th annual Indiana Summer Bash. July 11th through the 13th. Get tickets now at summerbashindiana.com.
I've never actually been in the room with Patches when he's done that.
That's why we put him in the basement.
Oh, man.
Ouch.
Hey, man.
Also, did you notice with the studio cam that Buffy is actually sitting up there with the stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, KJ, I was gonna point out this comment for you.
Oh my gosh. Elizabeth Lowe, thank you so much for introducing the Aerocast. You know what? Before we do this, and I didn't have a chance to get the footage, but I am going to put that together from the panel. I want to tell you, Elizabeth, so there was a moment in the Aero panel where we were doing the Q&A and things got, pretty serious, and that's okay. And there was a whole conversation about mental health and how you drag yourself out of the dark. And the cast was very open in answering that question. what I want to tell you, Elizabeth, is that you didn't know beforehand. It had been a really long day, and sometimes when you're doing these cons, your mind's going a million miles an hour, and literally your brain just fries. And I love Arrow. I know all of those actors, and I went over to Jonna because it was almost time to introduce them, and I was panicked. I'm like, I'm gonna screw this up. I'm gonna say their names wrong. There's 5 of them back there. I'm gonna forget someone. I was literally like freaking out. And Jonna was like getting on her phone and like looking up how you pronounce things. And Michelle was helping, Michelle from the Kind of Nerdy Network. And sitting next to us was this wonderful person who started helping and was like, here's how you pronounce this name. And here's this. And I finally just looked and said, do you just want to do this? And so honestly, like, you did not know. I'm so glad that you're watching. I don't want to cry, but you did not know at that moment when you were going to ask that question and we were going to have that serious talk, that really helpful talk about mental health, that you were helping me in a moment that I was really, really just not knowing what I was going to do. So thank you for coming on stage and helping me. And then being so honest and open and asking a question that really made the Arrow panel it was very, well, Johnny, you were there. It was a really special moment, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was videoing it on KJ's phone, and I was like, and John Barrowman actually came off the stage and was talking to Elizabeth, and I was like, don't cry, because they'll hear you cry in the video, and we can't have them hear you crying in the video. But it was such a special moment, and for someone who suffers with bad mental health, like 98% of the time, it was good to know that people who we see on TV, and they're real people, and they struggle the same way that we struggle, and that they also try and find healthy ways to cope with things when they're going through a bad time.
And it all opened up. They all offered amazing advice. Of course, Colton Haynes immediately went to his cat, and I was like, we're talking about cats. This is great. But it was so heartfelt, and I shared it with Chris and Carl and Holly behind the scenes after the fact, because Carl, what does it mean? What does it mean for you when you hear those kind of moments are happening? Because you're not there for any of them. You have to hear from other people those meaningful moments that are happening because you put on PopCon.
It'll make me tear up. So if there was a specific example, you would actually make me tear up. So it's those experiences that people are having that are touching them in a way that is more than just having fun at an event. That is what makes PopCon separate from other events. So that makes my heart full. So there you go. See, now I don't even know the exact story, and I'm tearing up. So there's so many examples of it that have happened throughout the years, and this year just as many times. So
I would like to ask Elizabeth, since we have you here, if we have that permission from you. I know when you go into PopCon, things are going to be filmed. And you can message me privately, but I would like to know if you would be okay if we shared that. The Arrow cast was totally fine with us sharing it. But it was for me too, Carl. I mean, you give me the honor of facilitating some of those moments, and to sit there and try not to cry, and also to be in the presence of people who are, that whole room was that you could feel.
Oh yeah.
You could feel the love.
So we're talking about the Arrow John Barrowman off the stage incident, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So
yes.
I haven't been able to watch the entire clip, but from what I've heard, it was probably one of the most special things that have ever happened in our 11 years. So
yeah. Well, I didn't mean to make you cry,
No,
Carl.
I'm going to do it anyway because it makes me feel good. These aren't sad anything. It's just I'm proud of PopCon.
It was a really special moment to be there when that happened. Honestly,
it was. Yeah. It was. And like I said, I didn't know when I had pulled her up to like you just go introduce them. This will be really cool. I didn't know how cool it was going to be, and also she didn't know how much she was supporting me in a moment. So I'm super happy that you were here tonight because Elizabeth, I have been thinking about that moment. It will forever be one of the most impactful moments that I've had, not just at PopCon, but in any moment where I've had the honor of, having a microphone and being able to facilitate those kinds of conversations. So we need to get to, I know we said we were going to do it, but let's lighten up the mood here, and everybody loves some trivia, right?
Who is everybody?
Define everybody.
Everybody.
I know. Danielle is watching right now. She is crew number 17, so she has been around a while. Again, if you don't have a crew number, go to kjcrew.com. That's kjcrew with a k.com. Danielle is very excited for the opportunity to win tickets to go to Carb Day on May 24th at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Tickets are on sale at ims.com to see George Thorogood and the Gin Blossoms. Man, the Gin Blossoms.
Oh God, the Gin Blossoms. Yeah.
I'm dating myself, but the Gin Blossoms played my college when I was in college, and it was like at the height of like the coolest thing. Like the Gin Blossoms really started off playing college.
Oh yeah.
Right? Yeah. So.
As did a lot of those bands from that era.
Yeah. So we've got 2 tickets for Danielle if we can try to not screw the crew.
All right, you want to try that? Take 2.
Yeah. Okay. If we don't screw the crew. Sorry, we got a little emotional and my brain is not working again.
Well, because normally KJ gives us like a lead in or whatever, and then me and Patsy's over here like, what's happening? We don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
it's like, oh my gosh, she's smelling burnt toast.
And walnuts, right?
Oh yeah.
Is it walnuts?
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
For a stroke, yeah.
Oof.
Okay. Thank you. All right.
That's stressful. That's stressful for all of us.
Thank you, Carl, for the
Thanks, man.
important reenactment in case we didn't know what was going on. I no longer know what's going on.
Carl is back to Carl Lifeline, so this is great.
Okay, once again, we've got 3 questions here. We got to get 2 out of 3 right, so we don't screw the crew.
Let's do this.
Carl, your lifeline.
I forgot that I had all these buttons.
The mixer that we need, so we can add sound effects to the case.
We have a mixer, but we can't all 3 be in the same studio.
Mute the Carl.
Was that mixer in the Wabash room?
Yes.
Okay,
absolutely.
Because during one of the panels, one of the guests like got off the stage and just kept like hitting the buttons and making noise. It was so funny.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I was just so unprepared for that
What's
noise.
funny is these are all the default sounds, so I haven't added anything, and I could go.
Oh my God. I literally was like, KJ, when did we get those sounds?
8 times 8. I can make 64 different noises without a. Yeah.
Jesus.
All right.
That's too much power for you, Carl.
Please. You have.
Oh, Elijah Wood said, and he also said, oh, okay.
I'm feeling unwell.
Like, it's supposed to be ending. We have like 3 segments.
Thank you.
Carl.
You waited until 2 minutes left in the show to bring up the.
I'm done.
All right.
He forgot.
Oh my God.
Here, I will mute the whole line. I can't even if I
Oh
push.
no.
I want you to use your sound effects during the game here. Okay.
Yeah, that way
Okay.
we don't have to use the one that I made.
That's why, I mean, like this right here, Carl.
Yeah, we can totally put that in a button. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's go.
I quit.
I hadn't played that one yet.
What the hell is happening to our show?
You will not catch me at PopCon Louisville with those dramatics. Okay.
Okay. Well, then I guess.
Oh, good God.
Anson Mount that you said hello.
Look, I bet Anson Mount is married.
It probably is.
Look, I'm
That's
finna Google
That's an
it.
easy check.
Oh, God.
Okay, here we go. The first question goes to Patches.
All right, let's go.
Category is television.
He does. He's been married since 2018, in case you're wondering.
Yep.
Balls.
Dara.
I know.
Right. Patches.
Yes.
William Peterson debuted in the year 2000 as Gil Grissom on what American crime drama?
All right. Can you repeat that, but this time in English?
You don't know?
Yeah. Even I missed
wait.
all that.
Oh,
So
wait.
I can't even use a lifeline. I mean, like,
Wait,
dude, what?
Wait,
William Peterson. What show is William Peterson?
I don't know Dick Peterson, okay?
Go ahead, Jonna.
Wait, did you say Gil Grissom?
Mhm.
Isn't it CSI? Right.
There's only one show with initials that is worth watching, period. Done.
It's just
And
like
it is
the
not
OG
CSI.
though, right?
Four letters.
Crime Scene Investigation.
FBI. No, I'm just kidding.
Yep.
Look, do we get that point? Because I got it right.
That CSI hit the airways. Debuted. William Peterson.
Wait.
2000.
Wait, CSI is older than that, isn't it?
CSI, the franchise has been going on for a very long time.
All right.
But CSI Crime Scene Investigation that was the OG one. That was the very
Yep.
first one.
Yeah.
Yep. All right,
I wouldn't have gotten that one either. So
yeah.
I'm glad
All
I'm
right, I
alive.
don't feel so bad.
Congratulations.
Praise my parents for making me watch CSI when I was a child.
Correct. Does this mean I have to answer this next question? He says John answer that one.
Well, yep.
Crap. I shouldn't have said anything.
The category is geometry.
Oh, I am so screwed.
Geometry.
It's not gonna be that hard.
Since when did we start doing shapes on the show?
90 degrees.
Isosceles.
A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
I'm taking it easy on you. A pentagon has how many sides?
Ooh.
Pentagon has how many sides?
5.
Yeah.
Jeez.
You okay, Jonna?
Wait, maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
You don't have to think about it anymore. It's 5.
Okay.
Yeah, we know. Yeah.
Wait.
Oh, that's a decagon. Okay, never mind.
That many.
All right. And congratulations to Danielle, crew number 17, who is going to Carb Day.
Oh, that is bad to the bone. Let's go.
Yeah, oh, very nice, Patches. Want one?
Hey-o.
I forgot. I'm forgetting.
Carl, where's our
Oh,
that's what we need.
What was that one? Shoot. I remember.
Let's go.
Is there anyone watching? Anyone?
Yep. There's
Best
still people watching
show
apparently.
ever.
It's just us and Gary the barbecue chef.
Hey, man. By the way, Gary is a great dude to hang out with. Thank
A
you.
ton of fun with him.
Oh, my God.
All right, so let's see. Brian Daniels is watching. He says, "Is Patches smarter than a fifth grader?"
None of us are.
Is he smarter than a grader?
What was that again, Carl? Am I smarter than a...
Grader?
No, I'm not.
How stressful.
All right, we always end the show with good news and a pet of the week to leave on a high note. So let's check in and see what kind of good news we've got tonight. It's time for Tell
Me.
Something.
Good. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you. Megan says, after being off work since February, I finally get to go back to work part-time on Monday. Healing is going well, and I feel great. That is great news. Yay. Oh, we got a cat, Carl. Grey Worm's annual blood work came back absolutely great. Thank you, Cora, for your good news. And thank you for taking your pet to regular checkups. That's very important. And Karen says, last Thursday, I received my wildlife rehabilitator's license in the mail.
That is a cool job.
It's a cool job.
Very cool.
It is a cool job.
John.
I would like to share
Where are we that we are rehabilitating wildlife?
We have
No, I mean,
I need
bald
to know more.
eagles, exotic animals, that kind of stuff.
I get that, but where are we?
You gotta ask Karen. Carl.
I know. We'll have to find that out sometime.
Yeah, that's awesome. I actually thought about that, Patches. I was like, that would be a good job for Patches for all the birds and stuff we have in our backyard.
I can find it, but I don't know.
Don't do that for
me and pets. I can't do that.
You'll have a whole forest in your backyard, KJ.
Yes,
you don't want that.
You gotta bring them all home.
In my book of unusual trivia, I have been attacked by a great horned owl, and they're strong, and
they are.
that hurt.
Yeah.
If they land on your wrist and they squeeze, they will break your wrist. Like they're that strong. But it was in Ohio, Houston Woods, which is a state park just across the border, and there's a rehabilitation area, and it was Bobo security system, like from Clash of the Titans, and
I thought it was like Walk Like a Man, but hey, let's keep going.
They made me walk into this shed as a joke, and the bird comes from flying underneath a shelf and just attacks anybody that walks in there, and they did it on purpose, and it drew blood on my ankle, and it was hilarious, and I didn't hurt the bird at all. So the bird was fine. Carl was not.
And let's be honest, a great horned owl is not a small owl. No, it is a very big owl with a very big wingspan.
But their talon strength is insane. Like stronger than anything a human can do, for sure.
Wow.
How stressful.
Carl?
You know what, Carl? That just proves to me that I just don't need to go outside. That's
well, no, to be fair, it was in a random shed in an Ohio State park, and I was led there on purpose. So
you know what?
If you can avoid those things, I think you're okay.
I'm glad you prefaced it by the owl thing, because just starting there without context, it just sounds creepy.
I've got a comment, but I'll keep it to myself. I also have good.
All right, John, are you ready for the pet of the week?
I was gonna give you good news, but yeah, sure, why not?
Oh, what's your good news?
Well, guys, in case you didn't know, I wrote a book.
Oh yeah.
My book release party is gonna be May 18th. Carl, you're invited. I don't know if you're gonna come. You and Wes are invited.
May 18th.
Yep.
I might be able to do that.
Oh. Yep, it's at O'Reilly's downtown, but I wanted everyone to know that it is official. The book is submitted and is on its way to my house.
Yay, congratulations. It takes a lot of work to get a book out.
It'd probably be smart of me to go to O'Reilly's more than once a year anyway. So I should probably.
Joel probably thinks
That's
you
not
don't
a bad
like
idea.
them, you know. Well, I think you're just using them for his venue.
Yes. And thank you to O'Reilly's, because Joel and the staff there always throw an amazing staff party.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So the pet of the week, Jana, is our pet of the week named ESPN?
No, her name is Espen.
Well, to my defense, I'm like, the pet of the week is ESPN. Okay. So it's Espen. So Espen is 3 years old. Okay. Espen's auntie is Ashley, and it's Espinoza, because Jana, you explain this.
Okay. So Ashley, you can see her in this video, is my coworker and my friend. Her niece dog is Espinoza for short, for longer, I guess. And the reason that she's named Espen is, if you guys has anybody ever seen that movie Blended with Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore?
Yes.
Okay. So in the movie, Adam Sandler's daughter is named Espen because his
Okay.
channel is ESPN.
Now it tracks.
So Ashley's brother named his dog Espen because he loves Adam Sandler, and he also ESPN all the time.
Okay. See, I felt like there was like something in pop culture that there was like that I was like that. It was like kind of like triggering me a little bit, but I was like, I don't understand. And maybe they just did name their dog ESPN. So Espen. So Espen gets the zoomies a lot. Espen is very cuddly with Ashley's nephew, and she does say that Espen always knows when she's sad and will lay with her, and she is a girl's girl and her bestie. So thank you for sharing Espen with us, Ashley. All right, Carl, thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Bye, Carl.
I can do those. Which one was that?
It's officially out the rails, guys.
I feel bad for whoever is going to listen to this.
Oh. Like, you just threw them up in my speakers.
Yeah, if you're just tuning in and you would like to listen to this masterpiece of an hour,
don't do it. It's a trap.
It'll be coming soon. Make sure you subscribe on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast.
What are we doing? Where are we going in August?
PopCon.
Yeah, I got this.
PopCon.
So sorry for everything. Keep watching the PopCon social media so that you can keep up with all the guest announcements, because we're about to go crazy with Louisville.
Yeah, we are.
And we're going to have just as much fun.
If anybody has any complaints, buy a ticket to Louisville and come tell me in person.
Ooh.
Wow.
I like it.
Laying down the gauntlet. Let's go, baby.
Carl's complaint move.
Just like the Peanuts.
I would set up a Carl's complaint booth, but always have a sign that says it's closed.
Oh, we starting.
Dude, I got a ton. Dude, we just grab a ton of cardboard and just duct tape it together. That's going to be awesome. That is happening in Louisville.
Carl's
complaint booth. Behind a PopCon Louisville. All right.
That's the only reason I'm going, just to complain to Carl.
We've got What's Cooking with Patches and the Cats down in the kitchen in just a few moments. But please don't leave, because I work very hard on the end credits. Watch them all the way through. Thank you so much, Carl. Good night.
My precious.